so you get to pray. Don't forget to pray along your way. Don't forget to pray to meet the bride today. Rastafari is the
What him gonna do you? What him gonna do you now? You got to laugh you now, but now you know.
Ooh, Lord. Oh, yes, ooh, I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight. Ooh, I met a girl this morning, and she was beauty to my eyes. I asked her where she from, she tell me in the tropics. She asked me what's my name, I tell her I am Connie. And I said, girl, tell me what's your name, and she tell me that her name is Jamaica. And I said, smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. And I said, smile, girl, smile. Ooh, Lord, smile for me, Jamaica. And never you cry, here am I. Girl, I'm here for you, Jamaica. Dry your eyes, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. Lord, hey, she have a rich history. A beautiful woman with the sweetest gifts. Beautiful sunrise and an evening kiss of a nice sunset on the evening season. But she tell me, say she tired. Tired of the exploit and the liars. She give them reggae, give them beaches, give them flowers and the ferns. All she got is abuse in return. But I say, don't you worry yourself, mama. Hey, Chronix is here to your help, mama. Ooh, I said, no worry yourself, mommy. One thing me I beg you do for me. And I say smile, girl, smile. Smile for me, Jamaica. And I said smile, girl, smile. Hey, smile for me, Jamaica. Never you cry, here am I. Girl, I'm here for you, Jamaica. What must I try? Oh my. I that she asks me. And this I want me say. A sweet, sweet chronics, you forget them, get them.
So to get them, get them. Because how to get them. I'm trying to do this thing, yes, my friend, my friend.
You know you cut off the music?
Yeah, I know I cut off the music. I waited for you to say good night, good night, good night, good night to the congregation over there.
Good night, good night, good night. Welcome everybody to Limin with the Felllas podcast. I'm your boy, Higher Level, alongside my brother and my brother from a different mother.
In the building, we here. So you know, some people just ask, of course, I just get it all the time. You know, where you get that name from? And thing and them. There are many variations and thing, right? So I know many people just be like, so where you get a higher level name from? Like, where that name come from? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, one of my brethrens from DC named Super Slice DJ Super Slice. We did our
Ah,
first,
boy.
yeah, go way back with that. We did our first party together at a club called Zanzibar.
Right.
That is when Barack Obama had first become president, and he came up with he was like, yo, we're gonna do a party on a higher level. And I said, yo, where you sit in? He was like, yo, we're gonna do it on a higher level. And I was like, yo, I think that could be my like,
Promotional name.
yeah, promotional name. And then it just stuck with me. People started calling me higher, 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 and it just
Right.
stuck. So that was the birth of Higher Level Entertainment. Same year Barack became president, that's when I started the whole party scene thing.
I need to get a round of applause on this thing, yes, because that is a round of applause already.
Well, you know they asked me the same thing about natural touch, but
Nah,
that speak for
yeah, yeah,
itself.
yeah. I just so people just come up with all kind of variations of how I get my name and just like you, I get my name in DC, you know. I get my name in DC. Um, there are plenty different stories of how I get my name, but I get my name in DC. Um, but it as you say, it speaks for itself. I always tell people my variation of it is naturally gifted, naturally blessed, and always naturally touched. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Whatever I put my mind to, I naturally have a talent for everything that I put my hands on. So it comes down to natural touch.
Yeah, because well, correct me if I'm wrong. When we first met, you wasn't DJing yet, right?
Yeah, yeah. DC. I used to be with Super Slice too, you know.
Serious?
Yeah, I used to be on X Radio. I was part of Music Nation. I had dubs and thing.
So how long, like for the people that don't know, how long you been DJing for?
I would say it might be in the 20s,
20 years?
Yeah, it might be in the 20s. It's after a while you just lose count. But I was DJing, yeah. 'Cause when I was in DC, I was playing pan. But while I was playing pan, I was also DJing. 'Cause I do Zanzibar already, Clubhouse. I used to be with basement knockers.
Damn, so all of we grew up on the Pan Masters. Just big up Pan Masters, big up. I wish I had a bomb to give a bomb. You know what, Touch? I gotta get a pad for that.
Right.
I
No,
gotta definitely get a pad right here.
I
And,
gotta get a sound effect.
yeah.
I gotta get a sound effect. But gotta say good night, guys. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, for all that's listening right now. Of course, this is our first podcast of Limin with the fellas, and it is. There's no format. There's no rhyme or reason. We just Limin. We talking shit, and we having fun,
As we
and we
always
talking
do.
real talk in real times too. Um, kind of a branch away of my regular show on a Sunday where it's more music. We want to talk real things in real times. And I think tonight the topic we decide on is the
Hold on.
50-50.
Before we get on the topic, right? I gotta make this disclaimer.
Right.
Anything said on this podcast is just my opinion and Touch's opinion. There's nothing set in stone. You don't have to get vexed and cuss me out on and leave you a bad message on the chat. None of that is just you're entitled
So-
to your opinion, we're entitled to our opinion.
So since this is the first one, I think one of them screens we had to put up that disclaimer first. The voice of Lyman with the Fellas podcast is the voice. You know what I mean? We had to do one of them things because people touch, you know what it is, right?
Right.
And that's why I made the comment earlier. General statements, you know what I mean? Because somebody, oh, I hear them talking about you, and nah, Dan, everybody talks about everybody,
Right.
right? People get paid to talk about people. So yes, there's a disclaimer, folks out there who locks on the World Wide Web. Um, we are just talking, we are just liming, just like Trinis do, just like most West Indians do. We just talk, we should talk, and we can talk real things in real time. We not calling no names, we not pointing fingers at any particular person. We are just talking things that we see
Right.
going on in the socials, um, going on among in every city, you know what I mean, going on in Trinidad, coat of arms, and you know these things, and we just having fun. So of course we are streaming on YouTube. Go and subscribe HLE Hotel Lima Echo Television for all the military people.
Yes.
Lima
HLE
Echo,
television.
HLE Television on YouTube. Go subscribe and follow it. Right, we're trying a new platform, um, and we have the availability of technology where we can have conversations via Zoom, via OBS, and via every platform that we can have, and not be in the same state. You know what I mean? So, welcome. It's an interactive show, so we want to hear from people. Whereas it be in the chat room, we'll take some calls as well. If you on Zoom, and if you on where we on Facebook too.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Higher Level
YouTube.
Entertainment, Facebook, and YouTube. So we're on 3 platforms.
3 platforms, and of
Yeah.
course, you could join in the Zoom, have conversations with us. Join. I know a lot of women will not agree with us on certain topics, but that's what we lime in. You know what I mean? I have a cup of tea. I ain't drinking tonight, but I have a cup of tea. I don't know what you drinking, but I have my cup of tea.
You want to
right?
ask
So,
that? I drinking Hennessy, of course.
I have my Henny tea, right? I gotta say goodnight to Butterfly. Welcome. Waiting for the Cookie Queen as well. You know what I mean? And I see Ani here as well. People is joining the Zoom. So, with no further ado, what are we 9 minutes?
9 minutes into it.
Start with topic. We topics is not planned. It's just something last minute we just jump on. And we want to hear from all, right? 50-50. So, Levels, you go ahead.
So, all right. So the first topic is one of the hottest topics on the internet today. It's called the 50-50 topic, right? So basically, they have certain females out there that's saying that if a man at a certain stature in his life can't provide 100% for his wife slash girlfriend, he doesn't need to have a wife slash girlfriend. Now, when I first started this, I was on the side of the man saying, if you can afford a woman, you don't need to have a man.
I like this
So
topic.
I have to retract that because that's not true. If a fella making, let me see, making $30,000 a year, you trying to tell me he can't have a decent well woman on the arms because he only making $30,000 a year? Now, in this time and age, $30,000 cannot support a household. I don't care where you're living. You could be living in the ghetto. You could be living in the suburbs. $30,000 a year cannot. It can't. That's just the bottom line. And for her to say that, yo, if you can't support me financially 100%, you can't be with me. I think that's bullshit.
Um, so I will start with saying this. I don't believe whatever female is saying that is one or two things, right? And I could be wrong. You're a gold digger, right? I respect the woman who done with men when they had nothing and understand the value of the relationship, right? Nothing against gold diggers, you know. What I mean, hustle is hustle. Get your nut. Like every squirrel had to get their nut. Get it. But I do believe that statement um is a statement. It is not all women, right? Not all women think like that, and I would say the same thing as a man, right? So as a man, you with a woman, right? And I think it goes back to society. It goes back to society, and society making us feel like men are supposed to be the breadwinners, and women supposed to stay at home and have kids and take care of home, right? But we are in 2024, right? We are in 2024. We are in what, the 20 what century we in? 21st, 22nd. We up there, right? We in times where women are very independent. So I would say if certain women are saying that, then certain men should have the same idea of it as well, right? Um, because if you with a woman and that woman ain't bringing nothing to the table, why be with her? You know what I mean? Love is love, but love is not everything in a relationship,
Right.
right?
So let me take it that step further with the whole when it comes to the women, right? So men that make over 100,000 a year plus, that's like a needle in a haystack. If I'm if I'm gonna say it, right?
Right.
So if you want the man to be making that kind of money to support you financially and support himself and the household, in return, I would say you as a woman had to bring that 1954, 1965 my grandmother, great grandmother vibes if you want to control the home. Like
Yeah,
ain't none of these Instagram girls doing no cooking something different every single day, minding 12 kids
right.
and doing what they used to do back then. So it averaged out. Like you want this kind of dude, okay? Are you this kind of woman?
So it goes back to me saying, what are you bringing to the table? So you cannot expect a man to be making a certain amount, and that's the only reason you want to be with him. What are you bringing to the table? Are you staying at home and making sure that when he reach home, he have a hot meal, making sure that when he get up in the morning, he have a hot meal. Um, you catering to the kids. You know what I mean. You doing everything for this man because this man is out there bending backwards to make sure and that he's providing. Now, again, roles can be switched as well. If a man saying, okay, well, I can't be with you because she not making this, what is he bringing to the table? You know what I mean? What is he bringing to the table in aspect of, okay, she working. I tell real men like that out there. She working and you home. When she reach home, she getting a hot meal. You know what I mean? When weekend come, are you washing the clothes? You know what I mean? It goes both ways. But to any woman out there, and I've seen we have people who want to comment already, and we will get to that. Because I know for a while you've been asking for topic Tuesdays. So you know what I mean, we coming, and this is the perfect platform on a Thursday
Perfect, perfect.
to talk about it, right? So when it comes down to 50-50, I personally don't believe in a 50-50 relationship. I believe a relationship should be a relationship
Is
based
is
on
is whatever
is
whatever makes it work. That's the type.
right,
Like we
right,
do what
correct.
make it work.
It's that 50-50 shoppiness. I not really big into that. If a man making busting he back and working 10 days, and for the people and them who don't know who 10 days CPEP is, he cutting grass on the side of the road and cleaning drain when the day come, and he only making minimum $1,000 a week in Trinidad and Tobago, and you love him. If you is a nurse, and you making that money working in San Fernando General Hospital, and you holding down the home and all they love each other, that is what a relationship should be. I don't believe in the 50-50 thing, and it goes back to me saying society have some of us so messed up, and thank God for our generation we have some sense. You
Yeah,
see that
because
generation that's
this
coming up?
you see social media, how these people fucked up in the head, bro. Sorry my language, but I had to say it like you ever notice on social media they never show you the average life. It's always when they had a brand new car, they
I
had
know,
the brand new outfit, they go into the top of the line clubs. I
I know
mean,
plenty
if you go
people
and rank on
personally.
social media, show everything.
I know plenty people personally that on social media, and every time I watch the social media, I was like, wait, boy, I know where you live. I know you broke. I know what you don't have, but you're flossing. So, saying to say that, I see somebody I wanna say good night to the panel. We Zoom panel so far.
Good
To
night,
you
Zoom
guys.
panel, good night.
Uh, Good night to you guys. Big up to the educators as well. They always supporting, they always following. And guys, this is the first night. This is our pilot. Um, as it goes along, of course, more people will come on, more people will comment. But this is just Limin. We just Limin. We talking real things in real times. And tonight we really focusing on 50-50. So, I think Butterfly had a comment, and let's see what Butterfly is saying. Go ahead. Good night. Good night, Miss Butterfly. How are
Good
you?
night. Good night. So
So
here's the thing. I'm young, but I'm old school. My parents have been married for 42 years.
you don't get them
Like,
things no more, you know.
so the thing is, a lot of people this generation, they are not marrying or whatever for for right reasons. So first you asking, is this a marriage or is this a boyfriend or girlfriend? Start there. But my parents, just them in general as an example, one has had has been the breadwinner and the other one hasn't. Because you never know what's gonna happen in life. So the person that you need to be with, like you said, that needs to be somebody that you truly love, and that's
To
what a
hold you
marriage
down.
is working. So you don't know what's gonna happen these days. We had COVID, people got laid off. In my mom's instance, she got breast cancer. She couldn't work, so my dad had to work. My dad has lost his job before, and my mom, and they still been together for 42 years. So is it gonna be easy? Of course not. But again, people are getting married for the wrong reasons.
That that is a great feedback. Like I said, you know levels. You know we where we come from, and you know I mean we don't see that anymore. We don't see relationships lasting that long anymore. We don't see relationship lasting. I remember my grandparents. they- as long as I know they've been together, right? For whatever reason, some relationship don't last, but it still has a tenure behind it. Nowadays, I feel like most relationships are I like you, you like me. Oh, let's get married, and then in a year or two, it done.
Right. Because I find a lot of people are marrying takers instead of givers. Like if you're a giver, right, and the other person is a giver, like the marriage is gonna work. But if you got somebody that's just want to just take, it's not gonna work. And back then,
Forty years,
you had your grandmother
40
telling,
years, brother. She said she take 40 years to get married. Yes.
wait. Back then, you had your grandmother, your great grandmother telling your mother, if your mother want to leave your
Values,
father, right? No, you
right?
can't leave him. Go back
Go
there.
back, yeah. Values,
Yeah,
values of
it's
society
like,
long time is different.
no.
So
All you go back to your house and we'll
make it
call
work.
his shit out. And that's
So
what I intend. That's how I intend to raise my daughters too.
make
Like
it work.
outside of the hitting and thing, yo, do all you gotta do
Yes.
to make it work. But you
So
say once that hitting thing start, nah.
and you make a good point, right? So a lot of people give up easy. And I think, like I said, our generation is a generation where we are here today because we didn't give up easy because something didn't work out we right? A lot of relationships now are based on what I can get from you. And this is why as soon as any little hiccup or hiccup, they ready to, I done. This ain't working out, right? And then their cycle keeps. For instance, when you look at celebrities, right? I could tell you since I watching the Kardashians, how much man Kim been with, how much man Chloe been with. You know what I mean? It's
Yo,
and
it's
I'm not saying it's anything
ridiculous, bro.
against them, but the society we live in now, we didn't have these socials to gauge our life off of, right? Our life was based our socials was parents and family members and elders around us. That was our social,
Right, right.
if you really think about it. And so we looked to that of what you do or what you wouldn't do because some of us grew up in household with fathers who was abusive or who was yelling or who was doing these things, and as men and women we will look at that and say, you know what, I would never do that. I didn't like it growing up and I will never do that in my family. And a lot of our values in family is from our parents. Either
Correct,
is
correct.
you did do what your parents do, or I'm not raising my child like how I was raised, or you to all the mothers that's listening, right? Answer me and correct me if I am wrong. When you look at yourself today and your kids, right? Do you not sometimes stop and say, damn, I just sound just like my mother, boy? You know what I mean? You ever look at yourself levels and say, wait, did I just become my father? You know what I
I'd
mean?
be like, boy, what the fuck? My father used to say them shit,
You
and I
understand?
and I
You
acted just
understand?
like my father. You're like,
You
fuck, boy,
understand?
way.
But that's a good thing. That is a good thing because that was our socials growing up. Nowadays, my kids, their socials is still us because we have that values from before. But you have families that raising the kids is society, is school, and is that tablet or phone, YouTube or social media, right? So it goes back to say relationships nowadays are not based on love or that 50-50 that we're talking about. Most younger women nowadays that's so caught up in the social media life, they're not looking for a 50-50. They're looking for somebody with money, right? Somebody who can mind them so they could flams and parade all over every carnival they go in. You know what I mean? Or every party just because. You know what I mean? I want to hear a male point of view. I see Alfonso reached there, so but to go back to the topic, I don't really believe in 50-50. I don't like Butterfly said, her parents been married, they've been through thick and thin. And that is what relationships is about. It's not about 50. It's whoever at that point in time can hold you and hold you down. And that's why I said I respect the woman who hold down a man. Who it is? Is it Kendrick Lamar? He girl been there from when he was nothing, and now they still together. And there's a couple. And black love is good love. I love black love. You know what I mean? But that 50-50, I don't really agree with that. Where did that statement come from anyway?
I have no idea, but it's the girls. Let's say from 17 to 25, 26, right? You can't tell them that shit ain't set in stone. Like I have this conversation on work all the time, and they like, yo, nah, dude, nigga gotta take care of me. I'm like, yo, but y'all not understanding how much money a man have to make at this time of day to make that happen.
And you know
Now,
what? I'm to the relationship, it's not gonna last.
don't get me wrong, touch. I ain't lying. If I had the money and I making a 250 or 300,000 a year, my wife ain't gotta work.
Yeah,
Like
but that's a
that,
choice, though.
right,
That is a choice. That is a choice that you making, and that's a decision that you guys make because you
right,
know that
correct.
you can handle the load by yourself. You know your job is secured, right? Now, for a woman to get in a relationship and it based on how much a man is
And is she
making.
coming in? Is she coming in with that demand to the table? Nah.
Yeah, like even with I be watching social media and I be watching some of these women who like, man, he took me to this cheap restaurant on our first date. Is what the man could afford. But from jump, for me, if I take a girl on and I tell she we going what I can afford and she screw up, she pan, then you's not the one for me is next.
Dog, you know what I used to do?
Because then
You know what I used to do? We going out. Alright, cool. We go out. Fuck, but I leave my wallet home, Dread. Straight up. I leave my wallet home. And if you bitch at me, we ain't going out no more. But if you say nah, I got it, you ain't gotta pay for none for the rest of the time. Anytime we go out, you ain't paying for none. I just tell you I leave my wallet home to see where your head is at. And
but so it goes back to how women used to test men or men used to test women, I believe, right? You'll get in the car, you'll open the car door for she, and then you will walk around to the driver's side and see. But that is before the days of automatic now. You had to go and pull the thing up.
see,
To- Yeah, let's put
that is
it-
your fucking excuse. Because I don't think we do that no more, you know. I's a
No,
victim.
no, but-
I's a culprit. I don't open
No, but
doors
that
no
was the
more.
test. That was the test. No, but all right. Everybody here went on a first date, right?
Yeah.
And everybody who went on a first date that is listening right now, put the best foot forward on that first date. Who won't correct me?
Nobody,
Every
no,
man-
cause
every
you're
man
not
that went
lying.
on a first-
You're not lying.
Every man or woman that went on a first date put out she best. A woman, she put out she best. First impressions last, right? So when you as a man go on your first date, you want to play Mr. Gentleman. So you're going and opening door, click, opening, wait until she walk back in, you shut the door on her, and then you walk around and you're waiting and see it. You're playing.
If she go open the door for you,
if she go stretch over,
yeah.
and if she ain't, and I sound like, all right, me ain't gonna say nothing. I go drop you home. All right, that was nice, you know. And then me calling she back. But so those are values. Those are values, right? Because you have to learn that from somewhere. You keep up what? All right. I wish Alfonso was here because I want to hear how much things that you kept up from the first time you met. We do these things to impress.
Of course, everybody know that. If it say no, you lie. You're lying.
I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear what one of we panels say because she did going up and we hear that. Go ahead. I will hear you.
I am not lying. First of all, I was not interested.
Oh,
Let's just say that. And we all know that he had to like really, really, he was like putting it on thick.
I
So
need to get my sound effects.
I mean, but the same things that he did when he was pursuing me, he does still do those things. Like, and I get attitude if you don't. So he knows that
But all your fresh though.
Well, I'm asking something. What's your name?
butterfly.
Butterfly. So you telling me the same thing he's been doing from day one, he's still doing today?
Yes.
Nothing
They're
different.
Fresh, they're fresh. They're
Not
fresh.
nothing
More.
different.
Because even if you fresh though, that's the point of learning in a relationship. You
hello.
learn stuff, right?
Not me.
So he does that plus some more. Now, is he perfect? Of course not. I'm not perfect, but yes, some of the same things that he did to get me to this point, he still does it.
You see, this is why I set a precedence.
I have to get my
One
I
from day one-
have to get my
Yeah,
get my clap for that. I gotta get my clap for that.
Give him a clap. Give him a clap. Don't forget I know all, yeah? So I watch him all closely. I watch him all closely. So this is why we call setting precedence, right? Me. I'm not opening no door for you from jump because you can expect. I'm not doing it, right? I'm not with the next thing. Giving you roses. No, I'm not doing it. That is money I wasting just to keep you know. If you like me for me. So because
Touch, I disagree with you, Brad. I can't ride with you on that one. I can't ride with you on that one.
Let me tell you why. Because okay, as she said, you open the door. You're playing nice boy now. Open the door. Close back door. Wait until she sit down and think. Then that habit started die. She started watching you like, bitch, you ain't opening the door for me? No, because you see, that's why I don't do it from the beginning. So you don't expect that. I don't set expectations. My expectations is very low. I'm not setting any expectations for you. Do not think that it's like okay, it's like this. This is one of the things that I truly believe though. You see holidays in America,
Mm.
that's wasting my money. Every time it's Valentine's, oh God, I don't run out and get a rose. And no, because I believe if you can't do it on a daily basis, don't wait for one day and do it. So I'm not doing it on a daily basis. So don't expect it on that day. That day, you know my biggest thing?
What's
I
that?
don't know what that day means. I don't. No, that's not saying that I cannot be romantic. You know what I mean? But the expectations you set, you want to disagree with me, but the expectations you set, you have to keep it up. And I guarantee you don't keep it up.
I can't say I
There you
do.
go. Exactly. You have to do what works. My relationship is nice. It's cakewalk because she knows me. She knows what I will do and not do. Yeah, he don't like to do that. Me worry about it. You know what I mean? So you have to set these expectations. Now you wanna be nice guy and open door and on your way home you're buying roses and every time you buy a rose it's $4 out of your pocket. That $4 cannot go for food in the house, Come on. So I give Alfonso a round of applause if he keeping that
I
up.
have to. I have to.
Because that is a hard job to keep up appearances.
But Butterfly, how long you and Afonso been dating? How long she say?
Hello, that is a New Year's wedding there.
They just get married?
No, I'm not on mutiny here. The woman said she leaving the year as one person and entering the year as a different person.
Somebody in the red want to talk bad. Who's that? In the red top.
I didn't say unmute me. That was Danny. But we dated for 2 years and we got married on New Year's Eve.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
23.
Okay.
She left the year as one and entered the year as another one. I want to hear Cookie
I
Queen.
did.
I want to hear Cookie Queen.
You unmuted me, not her.
I know I unmute you because I keep seeing your egging. Now I will unmute her. Now I will. But so out of all our conversation, right? You know what the first thing I heard she say?
What's that?
She wasn't interested at first. He run she down. That is what I heard. That's what I hear. When she get married, something hook she.
She was interested. She was interested. Woman like the chase, Woman like the chase. I'm telling you.
Good night, Cookie Queen. How are you?
Thank you for finally unmuting me. I surely do appreciate that.
Good night, Miss Cookie Queen. How are you?
Good night. But I agree. But I feel like, for one, we are older. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our young people, for one, because of social media, they don't know how to date. They don't know how to have relationships. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the stuff that they're telling them, like Natural said, buy roses, do open doors. I feel like relationships need to be natural. If that's something that you want, it needs to be communicated. You know what I'm saying? But
Correct.
for me, I guess because I'm older, that kind of stuff doesn't matter. But there are some things that do.
So what's your take? What's your take on the 50-50?
Oh no, I don't believe in that. Because to me, 50-50 looks different. Like, for example, I don't know how to cook. But my man knows how to cook.
Right.
But I can do it's something else I could do.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't have to be.
I want a female on here who believes in the 50-50. I want their point of view, but I don't think we have any so far.
But the Cookie Queen point, right? And that was great, Cookie Queen. Great. We clap for that. I'll get some sound effects. Clap for that. Clap for that. But to your point, right? At the 50-50 is what you bring into the table. You know what I mean? Because like she said, some women may not be able to cook, but have men out here can really cook. Some men may not be able to. It have men I know, they love cleaning and cooking and being house husbands. A houseman. It have men like that.
You could be a house husband?
Yeah. I can cook. I wish she tell me I don't have to work again. I will stay on my mind children whole day. What you want to eat today? I cooking. You know what I mean? Get up in the morning, dust out the bed, make up bed, make sure children go to school, and then cleaning. And by the time she reach home. But again, is what you bring to the table. And a lot of relationships or a lot of young people or younger people these days do not know the values of relationships anymore. Their idea of relationships is what they see on social media. Hence, why these relationships do not last long.
But
Right.
let me tell you what else I see too touch as, and I'm talking to the fellas now, right? Fellas, my advice to the younger generation, the fellas younger than me, all you stop looking for 33F and get your co-pilot. I will say it again. Stop looking for 33F and get you a co-pilot. All these fellas and them looking for these passengers. Yeah, 33F might look good. She have a big ass. She have this and she have that. But if you fly the plane, 33F can't take over and land the plane for you. If
I
you
like that. I like
you
that.
know, 33F can't do nothing for you. You
Correct.
gotta get your co-pilot in this time of life. And to the females, look, I'm this kind of fella. If you're not on my level, I'll try my hardest to get you there or above me. You understand? But if you're not where I on, me and you can't deal because I trying to take over the world and I being honest with you. You
If you
understand?
want to be stepping in dust, then
Yeah. So I looking for a co-pilot. I don't want no passenger. I don't want a 33F. Nah.
no, but that's so. You made a great point. A lot of it goes right back to social media, right? A lot of men looking at all these women in on social media looking good, right? That is one thing I learned a long time ago. You have to get old at one point in time, you know? And when you get old, looks this fade, breast this drop, ass this drop, shape this get old and wrinkly, right? So what happens then? Because all your mind telling you is I had to get a vixen. I ball shrink. Oh my gosh. Good one, good one, good one.
Yeah,
But
so
so
who put the ball shrink?
cookie queen. But
Hey, wait, just don't touch. Keep talking. Let me log on to the Zoom on my laptop so I can see the comments.
So it a lot of these young fellas is the same thing like a lot of these young women, right? And if we don't put the values in them that we have, they are gonna get caught up in the social media and think that's what a woman is supposed to be. That's what a woman is supposed to look like. So a lot of these, I watch a lot of these we just call them social media influencers, right? That's together
Turn up your mic a little bit, touch.
on my mic
Yeah, turn it up a little bit.
a little bit. I ain't allow people all in hearing me or he hearing me.
Alex just say he in here, so go through.
Tell Alex turn up his volume. But anyway, hold on. Let me turn up the mic. Turn up my mic.
All you see this podcast gonna blow up, eh? Trust me.
This podcast is bacchanal.
This
podcast
podcast,
is
especially with the, when you first to do it, interactive. Yeah, let we go.
See Barry White voice. Come on. Hello. But what was I saying? You make me lose my thought. Oh, so if you look at a lot of social media influencers that in relationship and the whole relationship on YouTube, right? That's all they have. That's the life that they portray. She can't cook, he can't cook. All them doing is buying food whole day, right? That's all they're doing, right? So relationships nowadays are failures because everybody is looking at social media to what a relationship is. You look at the Kardashians. You look at who's the madman? Kanye. You look at him. Look at his relationship now. He have a woman that walks around in nothing.
That's so pretty.
How can you have respect for a woman like that? Your woman, and you putting your woman out there like that. I don't care what, but that's the world we live in where people are so mentally unstable that they believe this is how it's supposed to be. Like Butterfly. Her parents' values, you're not seeing that anymore.
Of course not.
To go past 30, to go past 20 years, a relationship is not just if you get in an argument, we done. You have to be able to work because you watch your parents, right? One of them might make a mistake being a Dallas fan, but we're not going to talk about that. And but when you look at her parents, that relationship may not be perfect, but they're making it work. And to the world, you don't know it's not perfect. 'Cause when I see them, I was like, damn, that it's like you look at a couple to be like, damn, I want to be like that in my relationship, to have this tenure, right? And you always see older people together, and you ask them, what is all your secret? And when you get the secret from them, is the truth. The secret is, we have ups and downs, we have lefts and rights, but is to be able to talk through it and work through it. Right? Nowadays, people give up too easy. They give up too easy. If a relationship don't work, I done. Then you go on, you take that bad negative energy that you had from that relationship, and then you're going into a brand new relationship, and that ain't working out. And it's going to be a consistent cycle of you doing that and wondering, why I always alone? Why I don't have a man? Why I don't have a woman? Because you're looking for the wrong things. You're looking for beauty, and that's all. Women only looking for money, that's all, right? They ain't looking for a man that could hold them down in the next 25 years or in the next 30, 40 years, however long Jaja give you the opportunity to breed, right? They only looking for the now. They're not looking for future, and that is the problem. They only looking for the now, and the now is social media. Social media making a lot of people mentally unstable, and we don't see it.
No, we see it. We see it, but we so hooked on it now. It's too late.
When you wake up in the morning, right? And I at fault for this too. And sometimes I just had to catch myself and say, like, yo, put that down. Soon as you wake up in the morning, you pick up that phone. Because you want to see what's going on in the world. Right? And we so hooked on the social. And it's not sometimes I be scrolling. And you're scrolling because you go what's going on in the world and you're scrolling. But I still have a discipline to put on my phone sometimes. But young people, they stay on. All right, for example, we daughters is about the same age, right? Yeah, your daughter ever had friends come over, right? Or you go out and she friends there, right? And you ever look at their conversations?
All the time.
Conversations is a phone. All of them in the same room, but everybody on the phone. Nobody is interacting. Everybody on the phone. And ever so often it's like, what are you looking at? You know what I mean? So 50-50. We will go back to 50-50 all the time with these conversations because it all ties into each other. You know what I mean? But I want a woman who agrees with the 50-50 to log in the Zoom and let us hear from you. Who agrees with the 50-50? Because I, as a man, I believe, as Cookie Queen said, is who can hold you down.
And if you agree with the 50-50, that's not a bad thing. You know?
What's wrong with it? This is why we Limin. We talking. You know what I mean? Every opinion here is not a bad opinion. It is your opinion. And your opinion is your opinion. My opinion on it is I'm not accepting my president and I'm not opening no doors. That is my 50. You know what I mean? So next thing I'm not holding no hand in public. Just get that day.
That my thing, boy. Nah, touch, nah.
I one of them.
I one of them. Yeah, I one of them.
Use a PDA.
I love affection. I ain't gonna lie. That is me. Like,
the whole man.
hey, you're gonna get cussed.
No, but she like that too. So it's not.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm not gonna get cussed. We set that precedence. The whole man. I don't hold my hand in public, and I don't hold my hand in public too. So, ladies and fellas, wake up to Alex.
Alex on the Zoom.
Alex. Oh, it should be. We're only on Zoom, but we're not taking in the YouTube. Let me see somebody comments on the YouTube. It should be 50-50. That's how we grow together and last long as one. I don't really agree with that, though. I will come on the Zoom and tell me why. Why?
Yeah, super. Join the Zoom. Join the Zoom, super. Join the Zoom.
That comment. Right? Ole Jordans is believe in that.
What's that?
That comment.
No, I'm telling you, I was one. I didn't believe in that 50-50 shit. I used to be like, yo, if you care fucking mind no woman, you don't need no woman. But I was only thinking like that because I wasn't taking into consideration some men, they're making a certain kind of money, so they can't be like, I got this 100%.
So okay. My idea of listening to this whole 50-50, this is my understanding of what I think.
He said how to join the fucking Zoom. Hold on, touch. Hold on. Breads, how you think all these fucking people here join the Zoom? The Zoom have a fucking Zoom ID and a Zoom password. Go on the fucking Zoom and put it in the Zoom, join what happen? So somebody teach Super how to join the Zoom, please. Like it's on the flyer. Go on the flyer, you go get the meeting ID. Go on go on the internet, go to zoom.com, they go ask you for your meeting ID and a password. Everything on the flyer.
You see, if he had a 50-50, that wouldn't happen. If he next 50 needs to because he's not bringing brains to the table. I told you right that right.
Oh man.
I hope he 50 bringing brains to the table. You know, it's big brains. Anyway, you see what this covers. You see where this show gonna end up being back now. But again, guys, it's only kicks. It's only fun. Good night, apple juice. Nice to see that you sitting in the dark like tea and they cut your power. You have no power at your house. But anyway, so to apple juice, I know I can see hand signals and all these things, right? Do you believe in 50-50, up or down? Any 50-50? Because we take you off a mute if you want to come off a mute. So if you want to come off a mute, no, you're afraid to talk. Your voice probably raspy. But
and not everybody have to interact with us. If you just want to listen, but you're not this is broadcasting on YouTube and 3 other platforms. The only thing coming across is your voice, not your picture.
Right, correct. Yeah. On the Zoom it is only us you see, and you're not all it is all it is you send the link to them.
Yeah, I send it to him. Wherever you just do it, you switch the view of the right, you're back on track now.
Switch your view.
You just switch it just now there.
To what?
I don't know, you do something and switch it. But back to the regular view now.
So as like I said, my understanding of it's my understanding, right? 50-50 means you're in a relationship and each person has to put in their 50% of what they bring to the relationship, right? Whatever that be, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It is whatever you can bring to the table, 50% of the relationship. So that's my understanding. Now, with me saying that's my understanding, I don't agree with it. Because again, somebody may not be capable of bringing 50% to a relationship.
Somebody just put, being as though that you believe in 50-50, Annie, would you allow your lady to help if she wants to? Of course. I'd have a problem with that.
Wait, so you believe in 50-50?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I never did before, but I do now. Yeah.
Oh, you believe now? So
yeah.
I don't. So this is a very good.
Wait a minute, you do? Yes, you do. You said No, you said you don't believe you.
I do not believe in 50. Just like Cookie Queen, I do not believe that a relationship should be a 50-50.
All right, let me rephrase myself because I see 50-50. I believe in whatever it takes to make it work. That's what I believe in.
That's right. So that's not a 50-50.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's not a 50-50. 50-50 means that, hey, I am going to bring 50% to make this work and you do the next 50%.
Because, all right.
50-50 is not only finance, It's not only finance.
Correct. But I was always looking at it on a financial stance. Like if a man say, well, we have to go 50-50 on the bills, right? That is not your college roommate. That your fucking man. Or that your woman, that ain't no college roommate. Why she have to go 50-50 on the bills with you? Well, they're not in college no more. Yeah, but I had to sit down and just back and say, well, not everybody can afford to do the 100%. Exactly. Yeah.
But going right back to Cookie Queen again, some people cannot bring 50%, but I am okay with that. For me, bring whatever you can bring to the relationship because I love you. I don't love what you know what I mean. It's if you could only bring 20% to the relationship and I am okay with that and I can sustain 80%, if I can sustain 100% of the relationship, if all you just do in the relationship is lie down on your back and take it, I good with that. But that is a decision that you have to make. So
right,
women and men, don't get in a relationship and then within the relationship you don't do nothing. You don't know. Let me be real. most people, when you get in a relationship, you know what you're getting into, right? In the first,
No, you don't.
yes,
No,
you
you know
do.
you don't.
You if you pay attention, if
Touch
you then
is the
if you
bag over the head mentality kind of thing. No, people
see, I don't
pretend
put
too
bag
much, bro.
overhead. Only
No, I'm
time I
saying
put
people
bag
put
overhead is when they're ugly.
people
But
people pretend too much, bro. I'm telling you, people pretend too
so
much.
so it goes right back to what I said about precedents. You have pretenders. Big up to Alfonso. However, he was in the beginning, he is going straight to the end with it. That's hard work on your back, brother. Hard work on your back. But
Hey, don't do that to the man. Let him man talk.
but
Let him man talk.
but you do have pretenders. You do have people who put on a facade when you get in a relationship to impress. If you have to put that on to impress somebody that hard, then that relationship started off not being genuine. You know what I mean? You want somebody to like you for you, not for what you put on in the beginning, because whatever you put on in the beginning, that mask you had to wear it throughout your
Yeah, you
relationship.
gotta keep up that
So
facade,
if
Jay.
that mask hard to keep on, brother, put your hands up now, blink twice and say,
We here
because
for brother. We are here for
we
you.
care for you. We care for you. You know what I mean? But it so because most women, I've said this before. When you meet somebody, right? When you meet somebody, it is a physical attraction, right? It is a physical
I
attraction.
hate when people don't agree with that
It
because
is a physical
it cannot
attraction.
be anything else
It can't be anything else.
unless I talk to you on the phone for 6 months and I never see you.
Right. Which right. No, but people do that. People talk on the phone for a while, never really meet each other in person, and then it becomes now a mental and emotional because I'm getting to know you. Okay. Where's the show? Where's the show that
Hey,
people
touch,
used
that's
to
Alfonso there.
Yeah, that one's it.
Tell him come. Tell. Excuse me, sir.
Alfonso, we
Excuse me,
want to hear
sir.
from Mama.
Pick up the mic, sir. You are wanted in the Zoom.
We want to hear your feedback on do you agree that relationships are supposed to be 50-50? Do you agree with the 50-50 term in relationships, or relationships is however the wind blows for both people and making it work? That's what we want to hear, because we heard good things about you. So if you're willing and you want to talk, we will unmute you, right? So we've heard that however you and Butterfly met, you still have kept up that we will say gentleman, and is a general term of you doing whatever you did at that point to pursue her and make her like you, into love you, into marrying you. You still keep that up, and if that's something that you do genuine, which of course it is genuine, my question is, give me the book. Well, no, throw that book away. I know what that book. But we want to hear from a male point of view, because we've been hearing from the ladies, and we want to hear from a male point. Oh, he reaching the 50% of no brain reach, right? We want to hear.
Where he reach?
Yeah, you reach.
All right. Well, no. Let me hear from Alfonso first.
Yeah, we want to hear from Alfonso. Do you believe in the whole 50-50 term in relationships, and what does that mean to you? All right, go ahead, shoot.
That's what they say.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Y'all got 50. I heard what he said about the roommate. You pay half and you pay half. What is 50-50 for you?
So why we said that is because some people think 50-50 is a financial thing, right? And Cookie Queen mentioned earlier, a relationship. For me, I don't believe in 50-50. A relationship for me is whatever I can bring to the table. If I can bring 20% and she loves me and she could do the next 80%, that's a relationship. A relationship shouldn't be based on numbers, because at one point in time, I may not be able to bring 50% to that table. You know what I mean? I may not be able, I may not be willing. Well, I wouldn't say willing, but I wouldn't be able to do it at certain points in time. And it could be financial, it could be emotional, mental. Not every day you can bring 50%. So that's why we said the term 50% in a relationship. Because most people was like, no, I need to be in a 50-50 relationship.
Oh.
Do you agree with that term?
No.
So we got another man do agree at levels.
No, not 50-50. Me personally, I try to put in as much as 75 I
Right.
can't do 50-50 because I feel like, we're not roommate like he
Right.
said, we're not
Right. Right.
roommate dogs. So
Right. Right. And that's my same point of view. I
So
not
Alfonso,
not
listen, outside of the 50-50 topic, right? We want to know how are you able to keep up what you have been doing from day one to now
your first
because
impression.
right,
Your first
because
impression.
I haven't done it. So as a man, we want to know where's your secret to keep up from what you was doing
Well, you
from
can't say
jump.
secret because
it's,
then he
it's
can't
Is
say
that
not
it.
it's
secret?
not
Touch, is that
it's
secret?
not a secret.
It
It's
is.
not a
It
secret.
is.
No, I do the same thing.
What do you mean?
Okay. You don't change
Same
the
thing.
pattern.
When I get it to today, I do the same thing. It's not a
So,
secret.
because so it's genuine. So levels. The only
But
time that
but
you
but you
change.
talking in terms of like being elaborate and flat. It could be something as simple as when I get home, just
Mm,
like I don't know if you saw him pour my glass of wine for me
yeah.
after I got
Yeah.
I mean it's simple stuff like that. It don't have to be no grand gesture where
No, no,
you
no. We
spend
saying something as simple as opening the car
$1,000.
door. Like every time y'all go out, he opened the car door for you. I started off like that, but I don't do that no more. I'm keeping it 100. Like I just press the button like Touch says, and
You know what it is? We get comfortable. All it is that we get comfortable in our relationships. It doesn't mean that. So let me say Alfonso comes home one day and he doesn't pour your wine or something like that. It's not that he don't feel the same about you. It's just sometimes we get comfortable in relationships where it's like
Right,
I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm not mad at that, but if he does that, then great. It's not. I'm like expecting that all the time. It's every now and then you gotta just show, hey, I still like you,
So
I still love you, whatever. But
you are one
he
of the
wouldn't do
few.
that.
You are one of the few that just your comment, your
But
statement, I
then
should
that
say.
goes back to again how I was
Mhm.
raised.
Butterfly.
Like
Right.
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 43.
See, that is we era. That is we
Yeah.
yeah.
The
That is
foundation, the
yeah.
values that she grew up
Don't
with.
ask how old her husband is.
Of course. But it's the values. I would say, we're giving
Yeah,
Alfonso
yeah.
that
We gotta clap it up
respect
for
to you.
Alfonso.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So we're going on to somebody.
Mr.
But it goes back,
50-50.
it goes back to values. It goes back to the values that we were raised with. And again, for the people out there who are agreeing with this 50-50, I would like to know how all the relationship is working out and how long you've been in those relationships. And if it works for you, if 50-50 works for you, because 50-50 to me sounds so like you're not in a relationship. It sounds like if you're in an agreement. You know what I mean? We live together. We live together, but we just in an agreement. So you do your 50 and I do my 50. A contract. You do your 50, I do my 50. It doesn't sound like it's something genuine. So to the ones that in a 50-50 relationship, I would like to hear from you. I want to know how your 50 is going. And do you always upkeep that 50%? Because to me, that is lazy. Because you only doing the bare minimum. 50%. Nope. No, baby, I ain't doing 60. You told me to do 50. I'm doing 50. Uh-uh. Do what? No. That is not in my contract of 50%. Do what? That means that is 10% more than I just do? No, sir. It sounds like a contract. It sounds like a contract. But hey, conversation going so good we ain't looking at the time. And guys, this is our first great topics. I'll never Mr. 51 to
Mr. 50 want to say something? He said come, he said bring it. I see him.
Okay, all right. We wanna hear. And this is gonna be we had to go in a few. So all right, going shoot.
I know you can hear me good.
Of
Yeah,
course, yeah,
yeah,
man.
All right. So I've been with my old lady for 7 years now, right?
right.
So the way how it started off, right? Off the break, I told her about the 50-50 thing, right? She's not used to that. She's American, she was just like, oh, that's crazy. I was like, no, it's not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
If you making $100,000 a year
Mm-hmm.
and I only making 60, so you trying to tell me that I must pay all the bills. So when I don't pay all the bills now and my money done, I can pay my car note, I can pay my insurance, I
Mm-hmm.
can buy food for the house. what you doing? That's
So
why I say, for me,
right.
50-50 makes sense. You
So
understand?
so okay. So levels.
Mm.
See. Most people think this term is financial, right?
Correct, correct.
So we not let me say we talking about a 50-50 relationship, right? It not necessarily is a financial thing. It's not necessarily how
Mm.
much you're making. Is how much are you willing to bring in this relationship to make this relationship work? And I feel
No,
like
but
you
that's not it though.
right.
So watch this, right?
Hmm.
Her work hours is from, let me say, from 8 to 7, right?
Right.
My work hours is from whenever I get up in the morning to 2 o'clock in the
Sweet hours,
afternoon.
man. Are you sweet hours?
I had sweet
Sweet,
hours.
sweet fucking walk, boy. Sweet walk.
I had 3 hours, right?
Right.
So now it fall upon me now. I take care of the children, and then when they come up from school, I cook
Right.
dinner, I
Right.
wash clothes, I fold clothes. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what
So
I doing.
so therefore your relationship is not a 50-50 relationship. Your relationship is you doing your part to make it work, and she's doing her part to make it work. Because you can't. Well, I'm not saying you faulting her, but in general speaking, you can't fault her
Mm,
for her work time, right?
right,
Unless that is
right.
something she picking up and she don't want to come home,
Mm,
right? Then I will be like, nah, you staying out because you just don't want to come home and do nothing, right? Then
mm,
your work time is whenever you get up. You have the luxury of that, right?
right.
So in your relationship, I wouldn't say your relationship is 50-50. The question I have for you is seeing that it is not a 50-50 relationship because you are home, take care of the kids, you might bubble a pot here, so she's working, she is considered the person who actually going out and work, right?
Mm,
Is your relationship working? Right? Does the relationship work for you, or are you saying it real hard because I doing most of it and she just getting the luxury of 8 to 7, and then when she come
no.
up she tired. But does your relation is your relationship working like that?
Oh yeah, it is. Because
Right.
now watch this now, eh?
Right.
Now it don't flip and it don't change now.
Right.
So now I is the breadwinner now, right?
Right. Right.
So now I not home.
Right.
I in Louisiana now. And she live in
Right.
Maryland. You
Right.
understand? So now I paying the majority of the bills
Right.
and she taking care of everything else.
Right. And yet your relationship still is the same, and both parties in the relationship understand like, yo, we had to do what we had to do to make it work. Because at the end,
Mm,
your relationship is a whole, right? That
mm,
50-50 thing, I don't believe in that 50-50 thing because now it's like a contract. You saying to myself, so now that you are the breadwinner, right? And she is doing the bare minimum because that's what how life is now, right?
mm.
You as a man and you with a woman like that, would you say that, damn, would you trade and she feels like, man, I just had to be doing everything and you just had the luxury of not doing nothing and this real hard on me and da, right?
Nah, never,
So
never.
you are good with your relationship. So
Oh yeah.
levels. It goes back to me saying relationships does not necessarily have to be 50 because like he said, it was one way in the beginning where he was the one luxury at not having the hours. Now it flipped. So a relationship is based on whoever can make it work at that time.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But I like that. I like his explanation.
But you see how most people tend to say the 50-50 thing is all
Right.
about finance?
It's not about finance all the time.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. No, that's a different conversation. Where look, we living in this house. We both making money, honey. How about you take the bills, and I will take care of the other finances or whatever. You know what I mean?
But
Mm.
you see the way how these women are grooming each other,
Mm-hmm.
especially on social media now, is that what they want is a man to provide, protect, right, and spend all their money on them. They shouldn't have to pay for nothing,
Yeah, Shorty, like
right?
Shorty in the video
No,
said, I want a man to pay for everything and I keep my money.
Yeah.
right, right. Okay, all right. What else are you bringing to the table? Well,
Nothing.
cat. That's
Nothing.
it.
Nothing.
I can get cat anywhere under the streets.
Cat does get old enough. A cat. Cat does get old enough. You know what I mean? So women like that. Let me tell you what they they are. every relationship they get in wouldn't last. One, because once they exhaust that man or that man get tired of you because I pay and everything like them, you can't pay something. You know what I mean? Or we go out and you say, no, waiting, twiddling your thumb because you waiting for me to pay. You wouldn't even pull out your wallet. That relationship she has would not last long. And every relationship she get in, it will be a cycle of it not last because she's going in there for I will flip it to men too. Most men, and you said it right, social media. These women are being groomed, these men are being groomed from social media. I'm $40 on this and that.
And like Silent Assassin said, those women aren't securing themselves.
Correct.
She's correct.
And them women and them, they're asking for a man to take care of them. You ever see where they living?
Hmm.
But throwing it on men. Men do the same thing because a man want a woman who she have a big bottom, she have nice breasts, she have this and that. What are you bringing to the table, you bum? You don't even I know real men who love having women mind them, and some of them might just be like, yo, I can't.
I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do
I
that.
can't respect for you.
I
You know
can't
what
do
I mean?
that.
Go by them. I'm a brethren. The man, he good with just being at home, right? She working hard. She could be the one cutting grass. She could be the one do that. And I like
Touch
so,
you bullshitting, right?
no.
Wow.
But it have men like that though. Who they and I believe some of them men that stem from them growing up with just a mother that spoil them. Right? There's nothing wrong with growing up with a mother alone. Because there's mothers who did what they have to do and played both roles. But there's some mothers that my son, and she spoiled him so much that when he gets with a woman, he's expecting that same treatment. Mothers, you do not know what damage you are doing to a boy when you do that. Let a boy be a man. Oh, you want me to wash your clothes? And he gets so spoiled with that any woman that he meet, you nothing like my mother. You know what I mean? We have to be very careful. Even men. A woman looks up to. Remember, a woman first love is her father.
Okay, let me stop you with that touch because let me switch the topic for a little bit and on some advice, right? How I'm raising my daughter, I need some advice on this. Like, is I spoil her to death, right? And the reason being, I used to think, hey, if I give my daughter everything she needs and take her to the finest restaurants every time we go out to eat, then the guy that want to date her have to come correct. Now I've been told,
That's hard.
what if the guy can't come correct? Cause my daughter got this mindset now that like, look, if you can't top my daddy, I ain't fucking with you.
Yeah, you set her expectations high, which is bad.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with spoiling your kids, right? I spoil my kids, but at the same time, you had to have because I have daughters, right? And there's nothing wrong with spoiling your daughters, but there has to have a point where you know where to stop, right? Because when you set that expectation so high, your daughter will just start to say she will never meet somebody to top she father, and then you realize 25 she's single, 30 she's single, 35 she's single, and then she's alone because she's always looking for that. It's like people who snort, right?
Well, cocaine?
First one is a high, yeah. The first one is a high. Second one is a high, but you will never meet the high. So just like you said, you spoiler. Yes, you can silent assassin. It's so good to hear another educator speak on this. So but before we let silent assassin speak, right? My advice to you is there's nothing wrong with spoiling your daughter, right? But you have to know at what point to stop because you spoil and she bad. That's not going to make it good for her, and it can come back on you. But let me hear a lady.
So I'm probably one of the oldest people on the Zoom, and I have grown children. So my girls um, are self-made women. They're both professionals. They've got their own, and they're running into the fact of men wanting them to take care of them because they have their own.
Wow.
So they saw their dad take care of me, but they didn't see a 50-50. They saw kind of like what Keisha was saying, Butterfly was saying about, sometimes I lifted the load, sometimes he lifted the load. It
Mm-hmm.
just depended on what the situation was at that time. So they're always telling me, man, mom, you raised us different because you raised us, number one, to be able to go out and get our own. Number two, to not to have to depend on a man, but want a man. And that's the difference, is
Right.
that women nowadays just want and expect the man to do everything. It should be that I want you, not that
Mm-hmm.
I need you to take care of me.
That's a good
So
point. That's a good point.
that's kind of the difference nowadays, is that,
Yeah.
and especially when you have the example and you have social media, it's kind of tough out there. And when you were saying that you you kind of did what my dad did for me. He said, this is how a man should treat you. A
Right.
man should open your doors. A man should do this. A man should do that. But make sure that it's not just about that it's about the heart of the man, because he may not be able to take you to Ruth's Chris,
Mm-hmm.
but he can take you to Cheddar's, but make you feel like a queen. So that's the difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. And I have a question for you because I heard you said, you raise your daughters to be very strong women, right? Um,
Yes.
and I've seen a lot of strong women that are single. So as a parent who raise her daughters like that, do you think sometimes some women raise their daughters too strong?
Yes.
Where
Because I think I did a little bit, and I
mm,
have to always remind them, hey, it's okay.
right,
It's okay. It's
right,
okay to listen. It's okay. And they're like, but you did it. And I was like, I know I did it, but I also listen.
right.
So they have a little bit of their dad and a little bit of me. And so sometimes I have to tell them to take a step back and listen.
Because does that make it harder for them to meet people because now they are weighing. They're like, nah, that's not the values that I grew up with. That's not how I saw my parents grow up. So do you think that being that strong makes it hard for them to be in a relationship?
Yes, because sometimes they know that they don't need that man to
Hmm?
help them live the way that they want to live, because they're doing it now. They're traveling to all over the
It's an
country.
independent
But
woman.
they're independent, but
Hmm.
they want that man to be a part of what they're doing. So they have to learn to be soft with that man that
Right.
they want to be with,
And sometimes it's a
and
certain
let him be a man. That's
right.
the thing.
A lot of men don't
You
know how
can
to
do it
be
by
that.
yourself.
A lot of
That
men
part
do
right
not
there.
know how to be a man because
Right.
I grew up with men. Like I grew up with men to the point where it 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 has me where having girls I had to tone down because
Mm,
I grew up in Trinidad where it's like men is men, men is not women. Like
right.
yeah, if you cry, what you crying for? Don't cry, don't cry.
Right.
And a lot of that, believe it or not, that messes us up as men because me growing
True.
up, I don't have emotions.
Not me. I's a crier.
Right.
I'll cry in a
Nah, we
minute.
know that. We know that. You cry when we came for your birthday. We
I'll
know
cry.
that.
I'll cry
But
in a minute.
but you had mommy. But you had mommy around you more. You know what I mean? Where you got that soft. I grew up with father.
True. True.
I
True.
grew up with
True.
aunts and thing, but it was always uncles and what I mean. What you crying for? Your girl. You know what I mean? So you grew up like that, and even with my son, I try to be a little softer with him because I know what that did to me
Right.
where it
Right.
made me
Yes.
not
Yes.
I don't have emotions to say even with the affection and stuff like that. I don't have that because I didn't grow up with that. Like I have never heard my father say I love you, but I know he does.
But see, that's the same thing that
I know
happened
he
in my
does.
household. That same thing happened in my household with my mother, though. So, like my mother, when I was growing up, I knew she loved me, but it wasn't like before she would leave the house. It wasn't like, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Right, right.
So I made a point to do that with my children,
Mm-hmm.
and I made a point to kiss and love and hug on my kids all the time, so that they not only knew that they were loved, but they felt it.
It plays a big
And
part. It plays a big
it
part.
does. And so
Plays a
they're
big
doing
part.
that with their daughters. And so that's why I have to always remind them, yes, you don't need whoever you're dating to
Yeah,
get what you want, but you want them there. And so you have to give and take. And so that's why it's not really a 50-50, it's a give and take.
correct.
Because sometimes you give more, sometimes I give more. It just depends on what's needed at the time.
Great topics, guys. Great topics, guys. But of course, we always press for time. I'll make one more little comment. From what Silent Assassin said, right? I've always tell friends or any woman that I've known, not in a relationship type, right? But sometimes you hear your friends say, "Man, I just need to find a man," and I correct them. I was like, "You don't need a man. You want companionship. You want somebody to say that you have, but you don't need a man. Because the minute you say you need a man means that you cannot do without a man. You can, right? You looking for a companion to spend time with, quality time with. So thank you for that comment. It's good to hear different feedbacks from different people. Of course, guys, with every good thing we press for time. We went over time, but what I will ask from you guys, this is our first show. We're trying to grow something. The conversation, we try to keep it real. We try to hear people opinions. We talk real things in real times, and with you guys and with information from you guys, we might get some good topics. So if you guys have any topics that you want to bring up,
Definitely.
just hit us
Shoot.
up, and we'll talk about it. We have a panel. We on YouTube, we on Facebook. A couple of people on Facebook, a couple people on YouTube. We would love to hear from you. We would love to get topics and keep it real.
And we would definitely say, well, this topic comes from
Right.
Miss Butterfly, such and such. We'll put it out there that this question is from such and such, and let's grow this thing because it's about to be great.
Right, and I think we need more of these conversations. Because just like my brother just said, he needed advice with his daughter. You know what I mean? And it not only coming from a friend, a partner, but you can hear it from other people that we don't know.
Correct.
So, this was a great topic. And there's definitely more to come every Thursday, 8 p.m. We here, and
So tell a friend to tell a friend.
Tell a friend. You guys could also go check it out on YouTube if you want to hear back yourself. Some people like to hear themselves, and we would like to hear more from more people. And obviously, the panel will grow. The next time your brother could find himself inside of here without having to ask. So we know what portion of the relationship had the brains.
Right.
You want me?
The man, I send him on the flyer. The man said, how you going on that, boy?
Wait. Let me
He
correct
come
her
back, he
real
come
quick,
back, he
real
come back,
fast.
he
Yeah, I
come
have to
back.
come back. I have to come back because I didn't do it like that, man. I was just in my bed, just scrolling through, YouTube. I see the thing on YouTube, so I'll come on to watch it. You know,
All right,
you
Mr.
have it
Man.
on. No, I didn't know, Chad. If I didn't know that, if you didn't tell me, you don't tell me nothing.
Touch, what do
All
you
right,
fly?
so
Everybody on here, what do you flyer say, Touch? It says
every
Zoom
Thursday.
every
But
Tuesday.
you hear what I say? What? You didn't tell Quincy, you did not
Wait, see,
tell
you
I'm
didn't
only
tell
about
him.
the government. You ain't tell me nothing. You ain't tell me nothing level. You understand level? You ain't tell me nothing.
All
No,
right,
you're not
Mr.
on
Man.
you're not on he level. You have to give information next time.
Yeah, man. You have to give me the whole thing.
But thank you for coming in though. Yeah, great feedback,
Yeah.
and I think we need more of this, more conversations like this. And sometimes these topics don't have to be bacchanal and getting into people business. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. We just talking real things in real times. We had the election coming up. We could talk about anything on this platform. We have the opportunity to speak about everything. This is our show, right? It's not censored, right? But of course, we still have to be respectful at the same time.
Right.
So we just ask, if you guys have any topic, we need more men in here. Well, call more men. Send them the link. Send them the link. Let them know this is topics. You know what I mean? It's Limin. We Limin. If you want to take a sip, take a sip. You know what I mean? But definitely, we are looking forward to next week. We don't know what the topic will be next week. We could figure something out. If you guys have a topic, hit me up. Most of you guys I know. Most of you guys are on my show on Sundays as well. But it's just a jump from the typical radio show, and just able to talk. You got it.
And don't forget to, if you want to see the show again, HLE Television on YouTube.
All right.
It-
And the topic. Oh, the topic of Limin with the fellas does not reflect.
It does not reflect everybody's views, just our views, okay? All right.
All right, you guys have a good night, great night, and definitely want to say thank you again for making the first show a nice show. Good topics, good feedback. All right, you guys have a blessed Friday. It's Friday tomorrow.
Play some music to take we all they touch.
Sea slight to moderate in open waters and in sheltered areas. Yeah.
Amen.
I look in your eyes, baby. Oh boy. Do you still want us to be friends? Yes. Baby girl, are you heart me a defend? Yes. And my thought is for real and I'm breathing. Oh, let me take you home to meet my mama. Now watch the zinc fence, girl. Could you give granny a try? Cause when I look in your eyes, I feel like a bag of snow keep falling. What's a policy?